The title of the show is more like a philosophical concept than a real thing, because mirrors never have memory. There is a certain kind of lack or loss of information going around with the reflection, but you still recognize yourself in it. It's a transit zone, but it's probably more about the idea of recognizing something without really knowing what it is. And it's about that relation to an image. I never met Snowden. The moment which I wanted to catch in these photographs is like the moment when he comes to this room first. He hasn't lived there yet. He was like in a windowless hotel room for a long time, not knowing what happens to him next. But I wanted to have the moment when he comes in and the place is completely unused, it's completely new, doesn't have a trace of anything, there's no personality in it, it's completely generic, and he's one of the few people which really made a huge difference in how we think about our environment, in this case the digital environment. In Chinese, there is a catchphrase called, if you're against the public will, then you're like a nail sticking out of a beam of wood. And so basically it's the resistance of someone who wants, that's the nagel, that's the nail sticking out. The whole thing started as a commission, a competition for doing something like an artwork underneath a highway bridge in the middle of Zurich, redevelopment. And we proposed to build a 24-hour restaurant with Chinese food. And I based it on a story of somebody in China who refused to move out and make space. And it became a huge thing in China's society because it showed that the individual will has a certain power against the public will, which is of course a very ungovernmental idea. First of all, I love Matisse. Everything which he has on the floor can become another picture. That's the point, And the studio is the beautiful place where everything could be something, but it is not yet. Everything could become something which we know now as Matisse. And that kind of, that space full of possibilities is actually what I really like about that photograph of the studio of Matisse. In Matisse's case, I love the unformed stuff on the floor because I recognize my own studio in it, of course. I'm not a big fan of cruise ships to start with. And that would be filming with horror to be on a cruise ship for weeks and weeks with the same people. And at the same time, the entire idea of the quarantine, and then the higher you get up, the more windows you have and the wider it gets. But you're still on the same boat, it's still, you cannot run away from that because it's everywhere. You cannot make art in a bubble. You cannot make art without knowing what other people see when they look at your art. It's a mirror in the end. So you need to, I think you cannot be alone on an island and make the best art in the world. You need other people to react to it and kind of learn with you.